Mo, what do you think the biggest problem is in the NFL post-lockout?
I think the biggest problem and the biggest challenge for Roger Goodell right now is fighting the perception around the country that NFL games are unsafe, that NFL games are riddled with violence, not on the field, but in the stands and in the parking lots. I think you'll find a lot of people who would rather take their kid to Larry Flint's Hustler Hollywood than to an NFL game. The perception is it's not family friendly. You don't want to take kids. Hell, many, I think, will balk at taking their wife or girlfriend to an NFL game. It seems like there are more stories, and YouTube and camera phones and the such don't help this, but there are more stories of not just fan misbehavior, but extreme violence. If you go to YouTube on your average fall Monday, you could look for fights from the previous day in the stands, in and around NFL games. That's not good. Tailgating's great, and I do it, but you're getting to the point where people are putting back cases of beer and then walking into NFL stadiums. I think Roger Goodell, they're never going to not sell beer at NFL games. I think there needs to be an initiative. Don't let drunk people into your stadiums, and don't serve them beer if they're hammered. It's pretty simple to me. I think this is a big problem, and it seems like the violence in the seats and in the stands and among fans is getting to a really dangerous level. You heard the incidents in San Francisco, Candlestick Park. One fan beaten up in the restroom. Two others shot outside the stadium. There was a big fight this week outside Candlestick Park. Another one at the Ravens-Kansas City game. You do see him at Paul Brown Stadium. You see angry young man who wants to fight anybody who's not rooting for his team. I think at Paul Brown Stadium, actually, the climate is a little less intense than another NFL stadiums. I think it's a major, major problem. I think you find more adults and more NFL fans than ever before that don't want to go to NFL games, and it has less to do with the price of going or the success of the team. It's the environment. It's the atmosphere. It's the fighting. It's the drunken behavior. It's something you don't want to have to explain to your kid. It's something that makes a 3-hour Sunday afternoon unpleasant. And even though we as fans might not want to admit it, I think this is a big problem. I think the biggest issue facing the NFL, now that we're done with the lockout and getting ready for the season, they've got a perception problem, and perception is reality. Going to an NFL game isn't as fun as it used to be. That's an issue. Email me your thoughts, mo@espn1530.com, or shoot me a tweet at moegger1530.